The 2026 FIFA World Cup is almost here, and this one is going to be bigger than anything we've seen before. For the first time ever, 48 nations in 1.20 plus players will compete across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. That means more matches, more stars, and more opportunities for players to become household names overnight. But this isn't a list of the best players at the tournament. It's a list of the players we're most excited to watch. Some are already superstars, some are future superstars, and a few could use this World Cup to completely change the trajectory of their careers. So, here are 10 players to watch out for at the 2026 World Cup. Number 10, Croatia's squad and one of the most exciting defensive prospects in world football. The teenager spent the season on loan at Hamburger SV and quickly became the Bundesliga's breakout stars. He dominated in the air, won an incredible number of duels, and even chipped in with 6 league goals, an outstanding return for a center-back. And with Croatia entering a new era, this World Cup could be where the rest of the world gets its first real look at the player many believe will lead their defense for the next decade. Number 9, Yen Diomande. The rise of Yen Diomande has been almost impossible to ignore. Just over a year after making his first appearance in European football, the 19-year-old exploded onto the scene with 12 goals and 8 assists for RB Leipzig, making him one of the most productive teenagers in Europe. What really stands out, though, is how he plays. Diomande loves running at defenders. Few players attempted more dribbles this season, and even fewer completed them as efficiently. Every time he gets the ball, it feels like something might happen, and that's exactly why he's one to watch. The World Cup has a habit of creating new stars, and Diomande is perfectly built for that stage. And Diomande looks perfectly built for that stage. Number 8, William Paca. When people talk about Ecuador's chances at this World Cup, the conversation usually is focused around their defense and their rock in the back. William Paca, at age 24, the Paris Saint-Germain defender, is already one of the most reliable center-backs in international football. He played a key role in PSG's Champions League triumph and was equally important for an Ecuador side that conceded just 5 goals in a team qualifying match, the best defensive record in South America. Paca isn't the player who grabs the headlines. He's the player who makes everything else work. And if Ecuador are going to surprise a few people this summer, their defensive leader will be a reason why. Number 7, Ismail Sabari. We all have to keep a serious eye on Ismail Sabari. The PSV Eindhoven midfielder heads into the tournament after being named a Eredivisie Player of the Year, and for good reason. Across the last 2 league seasons, he's racked up 26 goals and 19 assists, numbers that put him among the most productive attacking midfielders in Europe. What's impressive is how complete his game is. Over the last 2 seasons, only a handful of players in Europe's top leagues have matched his combination of shooting volume and chance creation, putting him in some very elite company. At 24, this feels like the perfect moment for Sabari to introduce himself to a global audience and showed that he's Number 6, Morgan Rogers. Some players arrive at a World Cup with hype. Morgan Rogers is arriving with numbers to back it up. The Aston Villa star followed up his breakout campaign with another outstanding season, finishing with 13 goals and 11 assists in all competitions while helping Villa win the Europa League. He was so influential that UEFA named him the competition's player of the season after starring in the final. What makes Rogers so difficult to stop is that he doesn't fit neatly into one position. He can play as a winger, a number 10, or even through the middle. At 6'2", he's powerful enough to run through defenders, but also technical enough to create chances and score from distance. England have no shortage of attacking talent, which is exactly why Rogers is so intriguing. In a squad full of stars, he's the player capable of turning a tight game with one driving run, one clever pass, or one moment of chaos. And World Cups tend to remember players like that. Number 5, Alexander Pavlovic. Most World Cups produce the breakout midfielder that casual fans barely knew before the tournament. Alexander Pavlovic might be Germany's candidate. What's remarkable is how quickly he's become indispensable. Just a couple of years ago, he was fighting for a place in Bavarian's first team. Now, he's one of the players responsible for controlling the rhythm of both FC Bayern Munich and potentially Germany national football team. There's also a sense of unfinished business here. Pavlovic was set to feature at Euro 2020 before illness forced him to withdraw at the last moment. The World Cup now looks like his long-awaited arrival on the biggest stage, and if you look at his numbers for Bayern, it's easy to see why Germany are so excited. Few midfielders in Europe see more of the ball or use it more efficiently. He constantly demands possession, keeps attacks flowing, and rarely wastes a pass. He may not be the most glamorous name in Germany's squad, but when the pressure starts rising in knockout football, players who can control a game from the center of the pitch become priceless number for Nico Pass. A year ago, Nico Pass was a promising talent trying to break through. Now, he's one of the biggest reasons Como 1907 are preparing for the first European campaign in their history. The attacking midfielder enjoyed a sensational season in Syria, producing 12 goals and 6 assists, with only a handful of players in the entire league registering more goal involvements. Just as impressive was his work off the ball, becoming one of Serie A's most effective players at winning possession high up the pitch. What's fascinating is that his performances have reportedly put Real Madrid on alert, with the club holding a buyback option on their former academy star. But before any potential return to Madrid, Pass has a bigger stage waiting. At just 21, he heads to his first World Cup looking to earn a place in Argentina's next generation of stars. Number 3, Arda Güler. For years, Turkey have been waiting for a player capable of carrying them back to the World Cup. They may have found him in Arda Güler. Still only 21, Güler heads into the tournament after establishing himself as a key creative force for Real Madrid. He finished the season with 9 La Liga assists, while only a handful of players in the Champions League played more passes that broke opposition defensive lines. Making history has become a habit for him. He was the youngest player ever to score on his European Championship debut, and the youngest Madrid player to score a direct free kick in the Champions League. Now comes his biggest challenge yet. Turkey are back at the World Cup for the first time since 2002, and Güler will be the player expected to make things happen. Based on everything he's shown so far, that's a responsibility he seems to enjoy. Number to Michael Olise. A year ago, Michael Olise was one of the most exciting young attackers in Europe. Now, he might be one of the most complete. The Bayern star heads into the World Cup after a phenomenal season, producing 20 goals and 26 assists in all competitions. In fact, he was the only player in Europe's top 5 leagues to hit the 20-goal and 20-assist mark in 2025-26. And it wasn't just about goals and assists. Only Bruno Fernandes created more chances across Europe's major leagues, while Olise also ranked among the very best for successful dribbles, winning possession high up the pitch, and splitting defenses with killer passes. What's scary is that France's attack is already loaded with stars. Yet over the last year, Olise has quietly become one of Didier Deschamps' most trusted attacking players, earning regular starts alongside the likes of Kylian Mbappé. If France go deep into this tournament, don't be surprised if Olise becomes one of its defining players, because right now, there aren't man attackers in world football doing more things at an elite level than him. Number 1, Lamine Yamal. After dazzling the world at Euro 2024, Yamal took another leap forward, becoming one of Europe's most productive attackers. This season, he combined elite creativity with elite end product, reaching double figures for both goals and assists in La Liga, while also becoming one of the most dangerous dribblers in world football. What makes him so exciting isn't just the numbers, it's the unpredictability. Defenders know he's going to take them on, and they still can't stop him. Whether he's cutting inside to shoot, slipping a pass through a packed defense, or beating the players with a single burst of acceleration, Yamal plays with the kind of confidence that can't be taught. And that's why so many people are circling his name ahead of 2026. Spain will arrive as one of the favorites, but if they go all the way, don't be surprised if the teenager becomes the star of the entire tournament. And there you have it, 10 players who could light up the 2026 World Cup. Some are already established stars, some are future superstars, and a few could leave this tournament with the entire football world knowing their name. Now it's over to you. Which player are you most excited to watch at the World Cup? And who do you think will be the breakout star of the tournament? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload.